Coach, you talked a lot today about being more physical as a team. Why is that? What led you to that need for your team?
The fact that we weren't very physical last year, and we needed to be. And so, you know, as the way I've always done things, the way we've done things is that we evaluate all parts of our program, and things that we're doing well, we try to continue to expand upon those to stay ahead of the curve. Things that you're not doing so well, we try to make changes and get those fixed. And so, you know, that's my job to do that. I think we obviously the defensive change makes a big difference in the style of play. Schematically, but also Dave Christensen being the run game coordinator and adding some gap scheme runs, some different types of runs, power runs that we need, not only for us offensively to be better and to be able to run it when we want to and need to, but also to help our defense in the manner that we practice and have a physical aspect to our football team that I think we were lacking last year.
We'll switch to the right side, second row.
Kevin, last year you kind of talked about your three-step plan to becoming a millionaire at A&M, going from right tackle to left tackle and then to a first-round draft pick. And I know Jermaine maybe will go a little bit different route this year and maybe stay on the right side, but just how easy is it when you're out recruiting just to say, hey, look at these three guys, come here for 3 or 4 years and look what you're going to become?
It doesn't hurt. I'll put it that way. You know, we've got 3 pretty wealthy guys. I like going to the draft. So, and my latest deal was, you know, I told people I don't have to stay there very long either. So the first night, but that's also been part of our issue. To be honest with you, I think a lot of people have talked about. You know, 2 years ago we had 3 first-rounders. Well, guess what? I left, and after Johnny was drafted, we didn't have another guy drafted the rest of that whole draft. 2 years ago, Arkansas and Vanderbilt had more guys drafted than we did. So, yeah, we had some talent on the upper end. We didn't have any depth. And for us to be the team that we need to be, we need guys getting drafted 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th round. And you know, I think we're headed there. This is a line of scrimmage and a line of scrimmage depth league. So we've been able to translate the success of our offensive tackles and you know, O-line in general into their own personal success and personal wealth, which has helped, to be honest with you, the players and us. And as I've said, you know, with Jermaine, you know, he got a 2nd round grade. He decided to come back and play his way into the first round. You know, you can, like Jake Matthews, I think Jake ended up making, you know, between $9 and $14 million by coming back and playing his senior year because he had a bona fide 2nd round grade, but not a 1st round grade. And he played himself not only the top 10, but was it top 6, 7, something like that. So, you know, our players trust us. They understand that we're going to look out in their best interest. But certainly if they've played their way into a top 10 pick, it's time for them to go. But that also means that they've probably played pretty well for Texas A&M, and that's ultimately, you know, we're in it. I'm in it, you know, for those guys to be successful in life.
We'll stay on the right side, move back a row.
Hey, Kevin, one of the clear improvements your program's made is when it comes to off-field situations. I mean, hardly a whimper when it comes to all that. We haven't seen a lot of your players in the news when it comes to that. What changes have you guys implemented? What methods that's made such a big difference so fast?
Well, as you hear me knock on that wood, don't say you kind of like pitching a no-hitter. You're not supposed to say anything about that. So, no, we've talked in the offseason. Again, it gets back to the question earlier. You know, we're always evaluating everything. And, you know, our evaluation process has changed during recruiting. I think we've been more selective than maybe we were at the beginning when we hit the ground running, trying to get guys in here who didn't have relationships with players that we have right now, 3-4 years into the program, knowing them as freshmen, knowing their coaches, knowing everything. So our evaluation process has changed. Our educational process has changed. You know that the hiring of Mikado Henson and our whole developmental educational process that really has nothing to do with football, but everything to do with life. And expectations and setting standards and keeping pressure on each other, not just when the coaches are around, but what real leadership is on and off the field. And they're young men, and sure, there's things have gotten better. We always have our challenges. Whenever you got 105 guys, there's always that worry when you lay your head down on the pillow at night. But I think that we've made a concerted effort to take things in another direction. And as you said, I think our players are listening. Does that mean that nothing's ever going to happen? I don't know about that, but obviously there's been a change.
We have time for one more for Coach Sumlin. We'll take it here on the left side on the front row.
Kevin, you've mentioned a lot this offseason about the benefit of bowl practice and really for Kyle Allen, and also being really the only guy you had at quarterback this spring.
Right.
In the limited time you've seen him this summer, what steps has he taken as leader of your football team? I
think the first step was, the confidence of him walking out of the bowl game with the MVP trophy, which, by the way, he tried to carry it on the bus and to the hotel, and I told him, "Hey, it's big time. We got equipment guys. It's not the Stanley Cup. We're not. You can just hand it to the equipment guy. We'll get it back to you." He was really proud of that. That's a big step, and I'm not saying that for him to be selfish, because he's not. I think from where he was when I told him that he was not going to start, and Jake and I told him that 2 weeks before the first game, and he basically went around the corner and cried. And, to where he had come to become the MVP of the bowl game, which 6 weeks ago he wasn't even playing, 6 games ago. So, for him, that kid's been through a lot. And to go on the road and win at Auburn, be the MVP, he's got a lot of confidence right now. And I think what's more important is players have confidence in him too. And so that's half the battle also. And, we sat down in the offseason and talked about him growing as a quarterback, learning more, not just about the position, but about defenses, understanding what we're trying to do, thinking like a coach, understanding the whole process. And I think he's done that. And he continues to lead by organizing and getting all the 7-on-7s and the things together this summer. Kyler's in school. He had to leave. He's going to the ESPYs this week. So, that's another week that he's going to be down on Kyle before we get to camp. That's okay. But, they're both real talented guys. And I've said this before, that almost a month to the day after Kyle was the MVP of the bowl game, Kyler signed his letter of intent. And so, he's not real worried about anything. Neither one of them are. And, Kyle came, and when Johnny was young, before Johnny even talked about leaving as a junior. So both of them are extremely confident in their own abilities. Both of them are great competitors. And for us, it's a good situation.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.